long agony.
And when they at length unbound me for thy judgment,
I felt that my strength were leaving me.
The sentence, the terrible sentence of death,
was the last phrase of distinct insinuation.
To reach my ears,
after that,
The
sound of inquisitorial voices.
Their feet merged in one indeterminate hum.
And then there stole into my fancy,
like a rich musical note.
The thought of what sweet rest must await us in the grave.
The thought came,
Gently,
and stealthily,
and
it seemed long, before it attained full appreciation.
but just as my spirit came at length to properly feel,
And entertain this thought.
The universe became no more than night.
Silence.
Stillness.
I had swooned.
But still, I would not say that I had lost all consciousness.
In the deepest slumber.
no,
In delirium.
No.
In a swoon.
No!
and death.
no!
Even in the grave, all is not lost. Else there is no immortality for man.
Arousing from those profound slumbers.
He may break the gossamer web.
Of some dream.
Yet,
And a second afterward,
So frail may that web have been,
we remember not what we had dreamed.
amid frequent endeavors.
And earnest struggles.
To regather some token of what seemed stating of nothingness.
Into which my soul has led.
There have been moments when I dreamed of success.
There have been brief.
Very brief periods.
When
I have conjured up
Remembrances which the lucid reason,
of a later epoch,
Assures me could have had reference only to that condition.
where consciousness seems annihilated.
Until the moment when a hideous dizziness oppressed me.
at the mere idea of interbotanicalness.
of the descent.
then comes a sense of sudden motionlessness as of those who bore me,
A ghastly train.
had outrun in their descent the limits of the limitless.
And pause defeated.
By the wearisomeness of its toll,
And then all is only
Madness.
The madness of a memory repeats itself among the living things.
Very suddenly, there came back to my soul motion and sound.
The tumultuous motion of the heart and the sound of its beating.
then the thought,
And a shuddering terror.
And earnest endeavor to comprehend my true state.
suddenly, a fearful idea drove the blood in torrents upon my heart.
I proceeded from many paces.
but still all was blackness.
And vacancy.
It seemed evident that mine was not, at least the most hideous of fates.
To have been buried alive in my grave.
Was not the one that had been reserved for me.
I followed the wall up.
Stepping with careful distrust.
This process, however, afforded me no means.
Of ascertaining the dimensions of my dungeon,
As I might make it certain.
Without being aware of the fact,
So perfectly uniform from the wall.
The death just avoided.
Was of that character which I had regarded.
as fabulous and frivolous in the self-respecting man's position.
To the victims of its tyranny, there were no other alternatives.
Then death, with its district physical agonies.
Or death with its most hideous moral horrors.
I
therefore reserved the latter.
My nerves have been unstrung by long suffering.
Until I had become in every respect.
a fitting subject for the species of torture which awaited me.
What brief it is held of normal, non-eligible.
More than mortal.
During which I counted the rushing oscillations of the steel.
My cognizance of the pit had become known to the inquisitorial agent.
And I had thus been condemned to a different kind of destruction.
A milder one.
Milder?
I have smiled in agony.
Thinking of the singular application I had made of such a term.
Days passed.
It might have been many days past.
Ere it swept so closely over me.
Asked the family,
With its active dread.
I prayed to heaven.
I wearied it with my prayer.
To make the still descend more speedily.
I grew mad.
Prancing.
And then, suddenly, I fell into a deep calm.
And lay smiling.
At the glittering death,
As a child at some rare bubble,
all of a sudden,
a half-born thought of joy
A hope.
rushed to my mind.
yes,
What business had I with hope?
it was a thought.
Only half born.
I felt that it was a thought to it.
But I felt also that it perished in its formation.
The vibration of the pendulum.
Was at right angles to my life.
I saw that the crescent was designed.
To cross the region of the heart.
It would tear the fabric of my shirt.
Then it would return.
and repeat its operation.
Again and again.
Notwithstanding its terrific vigor.
All that it would accomplish for several minutes.
Would be the tearing on my shirt's fabric.
To the right, the left.
It's swinging far and wide.
Further off, further off.
And then it would return.
While I quivered in every nerve.
As I thought, how would be sufficient for machinery to descend slightly?
To resuscitate upon my bosom that glistening axe.
It was
hope. The hope that triumphs even on the rack.
That whispers into the ears of the deaf condemned.
I saw that some 10 or 12 vibrations
would bring the steel in actual contact with my clothes.
The bandage which enveloped me was unique.
The first stroke of the razor had brought any proportion of the band.
Would so detach it.
That it might be wound for me by means of my left hand.
The
bandage enveloped me.
Entirely, in all of it.
Say,
in the path of the crescent.
Scarcely had I let my head fall back.
when there flashed upon my mind.
What I cannot better describe,
And as the unformed half of that idea of deliverance.
and of which only am willing to have.
Floated indeterminately through my brain.
When I had noticed the dish,
The whole idea was now present.
Feeble, scarcely sane,
Scarcely definite.
But
still entire.
For the moment, at least, I was free.
Free!
and in the grasp of the Inquisition,
All of my movements were being watched.
I had but escaped death in one form of agony.
To be delivered unto something worse.
Death! Any death, but that of the pit.
Fool!
might I not have known that into the pit I must go?
That into the pit was the object of the burning iron to urge me?
The walls rushed back.
The room regained its previous shape.
The French army had entered Toledo.
The
The Inquisition was in the hands of its enemies.